stations close. So, do the thing, get out there, come and support our candidate, and let's turn eThekwini into a working city.
Hi, my name is Athol Trollip. You see I'm wearing a Bokke jersey. Well done to the Bokke. What a really fantastic rugby match and a great result. I'm talking to you about a report that's come to my attention from the Umgeni Utukela Water Board. Now, what's been happening in the northern parts of eThekwini, including Umhlanga, Ward 35, is that there's a shortage of water because there's a high concentration of algae in the dams that provide raw water to this water system. And the concentration of algae is because of pollution. Now, either it's industrial pollution or land use pollution, but most likely due to raw sewage pollution. Raw sewage coming out of the Umgeni municipality and towns into the water sources that go into the Nagel Dam and the Albert Falls Dam. Now, when there's a high concentration of algae, it clogs up the pumps. But more importantly, when the algae is growing in the water, it means that there's pollution which can contaminate potable water. We're going to be taking this up with the Minister of Water Affairs and the Minister of Environmental Affairs. We can't have the people of eThekwini being compromised by neighbouring municipalities discharging raw sewage into their water courses that provide water for eThekwini. Action SA will be taking this up with those two ministers to find out what the source of the pollution is.
Dear residents of eThekwini, it has come to my attention that a political party known as Action South Africa, otherwise known as Action SA, under the leadership of Mr. Herman Mashaba, has once again sought to mislead you, the public, this time by incorrectly attributing the ongoing water crisis in the eThekwini municipality to the Umgeni municipality. I'd like to set the record straight. Umgeni municipality is neither a water service authority nor a water service provider. Responsibility for water and sanitation management lies with the Mgungundlovu district municipality, which is ANC run, as well as Umgeni Utukela Water, which oversee the infrastructure and facilities referred to in Action SA's unfounded claims. A simple check by Mr. Mashaba's party would have revealed this basic fact. It appears, however, that this oversight is a rookie error from a party struggling with the depth and capacity needed to perform even the most elementary tasks. I understand that there are several by-elections being contested in eThekwini this week, and political parties are vying for support in these wards. At the Umgeni municipality, we welcome robust political competition, but we strongly caution against spreading misinformation in a bid to gain votes. We cannot condone factually incorrect, attention-seeking tactics that erode the trust of citizens that they have in government. This latest attempt by Action SA is misleading the public and is particularly concerning given the recent blunder where they loudly announced legal action against the city of eThekwini, only for the court documents to mysteriously disappear. While we appreciate Action SA's enthusiasm for public debate, their contributions would be far more valuable if they were grounded in facts. We suggest that they focus their efforts on holding the correct authorities accountable, especially those responsible for water services in eThekwini. Despite only 34 months in government, the current administration in the Umgeni municipality has made significant progress in pulling Umgeni out of the dire situation we inherited. Our achievements include compiling an asset register that accounts for 1.3 billion rands worth of assets that were unaccounted for, repaying all our loans, improving our audit outcome from qualified to unqualified, tripling our roads maintenance budget, installing 1,800 new LED streetlights, building bridges and roads in rural areas, expanding our...
My name is Michael Beaumont. I'm the Action SA National Chairperson. I grew up in Durban, and Ward 35 has a particular connection with me and my family, and that's why this by-election means as much to me as I hope it does to you. And this is why I'm so worried that there's been so much misinformation peddled, particularly by the Democratic Alliance about this by-election, who are alleging that we're in coalition with the ANC and the EFF in places like Johannesburg and Tshwane. And I'm here to tell you that is not true. We are not in coalition with those parties in Johannesburg, and we are still forming part of a coalition in the city of Tshwane, which involves the Democratic Alliance. So why is there such an effort to mislead the people of Ward 35? And why are we talking about issues hundreds of kilometers away when the people of Durban and the people of Ward 35 are suffering with issues right on their doorstep? And here's the reason why. The Democratic Alliance has decided that they will put a candidate forward that is no good for this ward, and you will just vote for them anyway because that is what they believe they're entitled to, your support. Bradley Singh doesn't live in the ward. He is a serial ward councillor in a number of wards around Durban. He has admitted to assaulting his wife, and he's been suspended by the Democratic Alliance with their own caucus leaders saying his values, attitudes, and the people he hang out with was a serious problem. He was number 28 on their provincial list, and if he wasn't good enough for that, why are they saying he's good enough for you? Action SA has put forward a candidate that lives in the ward. Saul Baskin has a track record of serving this community. He was involved in policing during the July riots. He's been involved in security initiatives that are going to take this ward forward, and that is why there is such an effort to distract you from the most important thing, is that a by-election is less about the political party and nothing to do with issues hundreds of kilometers away. Because the day after the by-election, political parties roll out and you're left with a ward councillor who will either serve you well or won't. That's the choice you need to make. Vote Saul Baskin, vote Action SA.
This morning I'm in Eersterus with Councillor Benjamin Lawrence and MMC Jackie Ace, responsible for Region 6. We are in a part of Eersterus called Highlands Park, where some work has been done the past few days on getting streetlights back. Now, as we do this, we'll also replace those day-night switches that prevent the lights from burning in the day and save on the life of the bulbs. But this evening we're having a public meeting in Eersterus to address issues around the pipeline project and all manner of other things. We're aware of the pipe burst that is affecting the water supply at this moment in Eersterus, and teams are on site attending to that, working together to build a capital city that works for all of its people.
Because he was not considered fit and to be a judge, has now been designated by his party and by Parliament to sit on the body that recommends judges for appointment. That means that someone who was impeached and dismissed by Parliament because of gross misconduct committed as a judge will now be interviewing and determining who should be judges in this and other courts of South Africa. Now, this is an obvious and extraordinary conflict of interests that should never have arisen. When someone has been impeached as a judge and removed, suddenly they appear at the top of a list of a political party and become MPs. That underscores the suspicion and the distrust that many South Africans have